What is literary analysis? After taking other writing classes before enrolling in this course, it may seem like the writing for this class is completely different because in this class you are required to write analytical prose, not summaries or book reports. For example, you are not able to use personal experience or personal opinion to support your thesis sentence. However, many of the same writing principles you applied to essays in previous writing classes still apply to analysis. This presentation will give you some suggestions for writing successful analytical prose. First, do not retell the story or summarize the assigned reading. Summary is not analysis. Instead, explain one important element of what you have read and attempt to bring new insight into the text you are analyzing. One method to create a strong thesis sentence is to start with a question, then turn the question into a statement to create your thesis. For example, if you were going to write about a character in The Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe, you might ask a question like this: why is Fortunato easily tricked in The Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe? Then take the question and change some of the wording so that it becomes a statement. Fortunato is easily tricked in Poe's story. Once you have a thesis sentence, you need 2 or 3 reasons why your thesis is true. For example, Fortunato is drunk, he thinks Montresor is his friend, he wants to taste the special wine, he is proud of his wine skills. Try to word one reason into each topic sentence. These topic sentences belong in the body paragraph of your paper. Notice how this process is very similar to other writing assignments you may have written before, since they also should have had a thesis sentence and topic sentences to support the thesis. Depending on the length and complexity of your writing topic, you normally need a few reasons or topic sentences in the body of your paper. For short papers, you may just need 2 topic sentences. For longer papers, you may need 3 or 4. Going back to the sample thesis, here is a possible topic sentence. Fortunato thinks of himself as the leading expert on wine. Notice how this topic sentence supports rather than repeats the thesis. When you have decided your reasons for why your thesis is true, you need to come up with evidence directly from the text, which is called the primary source, and if required, secondary sources. These are works written by experts in the topic that discuss the primary source. The evidence from your sources will support your topic sentences. Use details from these sources as supporting evidence. Again, here is an example of a detail in the story that would support the previous topic sentence. When Montresor tells Fortunato he's going to see Lucchesi about the wine because he doesn't want to bother Fortunato, he insists they go right away to the wine vaults. Notice how only bits and pieces from the story are used to support, not a big long explanation of events. Since your reader has already read the story, it is not necessary to write every detail and event of the story. Assume you have a knowledgeable audience. Think of it this way: if we both went to the movie The Matrix Reloaded and we walked out of the theater together, and you turned to me and said, "That motorcycle scene was the best," you know that I know what you're talking about. It is not necessary for you to explain the entire scene to me because I was watching the movie with you. The same idea can be related to writing analysis. Here's another example using the popular movie Finding Nemo. We will use the same procedure to create a thesis, topic sentences, and supporting evidence. The question might be, in the Disney movie Finding Nemo, does Nemo's father Marlin change his perspective by the end of the movie? If we were to turn this into a statement to create our thesis sentence, we would have the following. In the Disney movie Finding Nemo, Marlin's perspective changes by the end of the movie. Now you need reasons why the thesis is true. One reason why his perspective changes is because Marlin learns to take risks and is forced to do so in order to find his son. Turning this into a topic sentence, we edit our reason and come up with the following topic sentence. Marlon must take many risks during the movie in order to locate his missing son. Next, you need to find some details to support your topic sentences. Some of these details, for example, might include that Marlon must leave home and he almost gets eaten by sharks. So those are a few details for you. Turning one of these into a supporting sentence, we have, one of the biggest risks Marlon takes is when he leaves his home in search of his son and must travel to Sydney, Australia. So let's review literary analysis. The process is the same as with other essays you may have written for other classes, but now you must provide documented evidence from your sources rather than personal opinion. You must support your ideas with details from the primary and secondary sources. Secondary sources are helpful when supporting your ideas because they come from experts in the topic. They make your ideas even stronger. Avoid retelling too much of the story or providing a full plot summary in your paper because that is not analysis. Just like all essays you have written in the past, analytical papers require a clear thesis, topic sentences, and supporting details. Your topic sentences are reasons why your thesis is true and should not just restate your thesis. They belong in the body of the paper, not in the introductory paragraph, because you don't want to repeat them over and over again. And a few details are necessary, but you don't have to give a blow-by-blow description of every single event in the story since you have a knowledgeable audience.